Okay, here comes the next part of what chapter? Chapter 4? Chapter 3? I don't know. Wherever we left off, here comes the second part of that chapter. Remember, Fudge was up on the jungle gym and he was going to fly because all 2-year-olds can fly, apparently. He said this. Here we go. That crazy kid, I thought, run into the jungle gym with Jimmy and Sheila right behind me. But it was too late. Fudge already found out that he didn't have wings. He fell to the ground. He was screaming and crying, and his face was a big mess of blood. I couldn't even tell where the blood was coming from at first. Then Jimmy handed me his handkerchief. I don't know how clean it was, but it was better than nothing, and I mopped off some of the blood from Fudge's face. Sheila cried out, "It wasn't my fault, honest, it wasn't." "Oh, shut up," I told her. "He's really a mess," Jimmy said, inspecting Fudge, "and his teeth are gone, too." "What are you talking about?" I asked Jimmy. "I mean, look at his mouth," Jimmy said. Look now while he's screaming. See, he's got a big space where he used to have front teeth." "Oh, no," Sheila screamed. "He's right. Fudgy's got no teeth." Fudge stopped crying for a minute. "All gone?" he asked. "Open your mouth wide," I said. He did, and I looked in. It was true. His two front teeth were missing. "Oh, my mother's going to kill you, Sheila," I said. Was I glad I wasn't left in charge of my brother? Sheila cried louder. "But it was an accident. He did it himself." "You'd better find his teeth," I said. "Well, where should I look?" Sheila asked. "On the ground." Sheila crawled around looking for Fudge's teeth while I tried to clean him up some more. "See?" Fudge said, showing me all of his wounds. "I have a boo-boo here, and a boo-boo here, and more boo-boo here." His knees and elbows were all scraped up. "I'm going to get your mother," Jimmy hollered, running out of the playground. "Good idea," I called. "I just can't find them," Sheila said. "Well, keep looking," I yelled. "Honestly, Peter, there aren't any teeth here." "All gone?" Fudge asked again. "No, not all," I told him, "just 2. Fudge started to scream. "Want my teeth! Want my teeth!" Jimmy must have met my mother on her way back because it only took him about 2 minutes for her to get there. By that time, a whole crowd of kids was gathered around us. Most of them were crawling on the ground like Sheila, looking for Fudge's teeth. My mother picked up Fudge. "Oh, my baby, my precious little love!" And she kissed him all over. "Show Mommy where it hurts." Fudge showed her all of his boo-boos, and then he said, "All gone." "What's all gone?" my mother said. "His 2 top front teeth," I said. "Oh, no," my mother cried. "My poor little angel." Sheila sniffled and said, "I just can't find him, Mrs. Hatcher. I looked everywhere, but Fudge's teeth are gone." "He must have swallowed them," my mother said, looking into Fudge's mouth. "Oh, Mrs. Hatcher, how awful. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry," Sheila said. "What'll happen to him?" "Oh, he'll be all right, Sheila," my mom said. "I'm sure it was an accident. I mean, nobody's blaming you," my mother said. Now let's go home." I thought my mother was being pretty easy on Sheila. After all, she was left in charge. When we got home, my mom washed Fudge's cuts and scrapes with peroxide, and then she called Dr. Cohn, and he told her to take Fudge to our dentist. So my mother called Dr. Brown's office and made an appointment for the next day. When that was done, she gave Fudge some socks to play with. I went into the kitchen to have a glass of juice. My mother followed me. "Peter Warren Hatcher," she said, "I'm sorry I can't trust you for just 10 minutes. "Me?" I asked. "Trust me? What's this got to do with me?" My mother raised her voice. "I left your brother for 10 minutes with you, and just look what happened. I'm disgusted with you." "It was Sheila's fault," I said. "You said Sheila was in charge. So how come you're mad at me and you're not mad at Sheila?" "I just am," my mother shouted. I ran to my room and slammed the door. I watched Dribble walk around his favorite rock. "My mother's the meanest mother in the whole world," I told my turtle. "She loves Fudge more than she loves me. She doesn't even love me anymore. She doesn't even like me. Maybe I'm not even her real son. Maybe someone left me in a basket on the doorstep. My mother's probably a beautiful princess, and I'll bet she'd like to have me back. Nobody needs me around here, that's for sure." I didn't eat much supper that night and had a lot of trouble falling asleep. The next morning, my mom came into my room and sat down on my bed. I didn't look at her. "Peter," she said. I didn't answer. "Peter, I said some things yesterday that I didn't really mean." I looked at her. "Honest?" I asked. "Yeah. You see, I was really upset about Fudge's accident. I had to blame somebody, so I picked you." "Yeah," I said, "you sure did." "It wasn't your fault, though. I know that. It was an accident. It could have happened even if I was on the playground myself." "He wanted to fly," I said. "He thought he was a bird." "Well, I don't think he'll try to fly again," my mother said. "Me neither," I told her. Then we both laughed, and I knew that she was my real mother after all. We'll continue after the weekend.